What's good YouTube, it's your boy Venny, and today I am bringing you a squad builder. As I promised on my other videos and stuff, I'm going to be trying to get back onto this YouTube grind now, and I know squad builders do good on my channel, and a lot of you guys who actually watch my videos like to see what type of squad builders I sort of suggest at different price ranges from like 50k, 100k, so on and so on and so on. This one though is a 1mm to 5mm squad builder, so this is where we take a 1mm squad and show you how I would upgrade it when I get 2mm, 3mm, 4mm and 5mm, and then you get to end up obviously with a 5mm team and see how good it could be. But before we get into this, if you are new around here or you just haven't already, hit that subscription button, because as I said, we are on that grind. We're going to be trying to get back onto the YouTube grind, and I would appreciate the support with a like, subscribe, and if you want to tell me if you want to see any players for me to build around as well for the squad builders, let me know in the comments as well. But let's get into it. So yes guys, as I said, we got the 1mm squad builder first off, and then we changed it to the 5mm, to the 2mm, 3mm, 4mm and 5mm. What I would say, this team is sort of built for 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1. I do think they are just the most balanced formations, probably the most used formations this year, so I'm still going to build teams for that. If you guys want me to do a specific formation maybe one week, I can also do that. And bear in mind, when we set up the team, once you change everyone's position into the right places, get loyalty and also get the manager bonus, everything's on 100k. I have to say this because a lot of people, they see like the chemistry, they'll see this chemistry when we build this team and it'd be like 88 or something like that, and I think, what the hell, like that's not 100k. But if you get obviously the manager and the loyalty and stuff like that, the right decisions, it'll be a lot more. In goal, we've got De Gea, and if I'll be honest with you, he's there for chemistry. You can go with another option. You could go with an English goalkeeper if you want, like Nick Pope or something, but I put De Gea in because I think it's actually quite good this year. Not many people actually really used him. I think it's probably because Nick Pope's so good. So if you do want to save a couple coins, like I think maybe De Gea's 20k and Nick Pope's 2k, if you want to save them coins, you could obviously go Nick Pope in that sort of sense. But we just got De Gea there just because, you know, we've got to try and be a little bit different here and there in these. And then one of the centre backs is obviously Wan-Bissaka. This is actually his right back card, and there'll be a reason why we're using Wan-Bissaka on 7chem when building this team. And that reason is because who we're using at the right back role. We're going to be using Kyle Walker here, and this is a common theme when building these teams from the 2mm, 3mm, 4mm and 5mm. There will be one of the a right back based in this centre back role, because you kind of want to use Kyle Walker at the centre back. But to be honest with you, this guy is ridiculously good. Like even his right back version playing that centre back role, you know, like a lot of pros and a lot of players are using the inform Walker, but you're looking at an extra 1mm, depending on what console you want. So I think it's like 700 on Xbox and 1mm on PlayStation, and like you could get probably the same results by just using this Kyle Walker card at right back, but you just have to use obviously somebody on 7chem when it comes to the other centre back spot. So yeah, in game obviously you swap them around, and I will show you guys how I would set it up in game. When we built every team. Into the left centre back role, we've got Varane. Very basic, you know, very simple. Get Varane in, you know who's coming next to him as well. You know what, I'm not even going to talk about Varane. I'm just going to talk about the duo-ship, you know. It's basically in everybody's team, you know. You kind of like, no matter what price, I think you can get these both for like 100k now. Maybe a little bit less than that. Such a good price for them both. They're both ridiculously good, and I definitely recommend them. But as time goes on, especially with the FUT birthday around the corner and all these other cards coming, I think they could be lacking when it comes to that pace department, especially Varane anyway. But obviously Mendy's got more than enough pace, but Varane could lack. But for now, he's fine with what he does. Into the middle centre mid spot, and as I said, we are just using this formation to get the right chemistry as such. Get the most chemistry as possible, I guess, with this sort of player we are picking. So Sissoko into that centre mid spot to be like that defensive midfielder, you know, like that Vieira type role player. You know, he does it all really when it comes to it. And then we got Lucas on the right mid, and yeah, just I'll be honest with you, he's our budget player for this time. You know, when you get about 1mm with the players who we've got in the last 4 spots, we kind of spend most of the budget there. So we just bring in Lucas to play as that winger, you know, the pacey winger, just run down the wing and get that ball in the mixer for us, and that's all you need to really do. One of the camp options, obviously, as I said, we will need to change their decisions when we get into, like, when we fully build this team and stuff. But Jota is the next option. We do have his 85. I didn't even realise he had this left wing option, if I'll be honest with you. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a one to watch, possibly. We're using the centre forward version. This is because obviously he can drop into that cam role and he just gives us the links where we need to have. And he's one of the, I guess, the better not attacking midfielders. He can play as that cam role, but he's one of those better players from the Premier League who's more of a central player. Like there's a lot, obviously you got Zaha, Vardy's and stuff like that, but I think Jota with the 5-star weak foot and 4-star skills is just a little bit of a more viable option. I'm getting like Ben Yedder vibes off this Jota card, you know what I'm saying? And we all know what Ben Yedder brings to the table. The guy is a rat, so if Jota can even get close to that, that's obviously a bonus. Into the next role, we're going to be using, I think it's this. Is this the inform? I think this is the inform. Roberto Firmino. I'm pretty sure that's the inform. Yeah, that is the inform. Team of the week, Firmino, high, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 78 pace, 82 shoot, 83 pass, 91 dribble, 62 defending, and 79 physical. You're probably thinking, well, how are you going to play this guy? He is going to be played into the centre mid in a 4-4-2 or as a CDM in the 4-2-3-1 or whatever formation you want to use with this team. You're probably thinking he's only got 62 defending. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really matter on this game from what I've noticed, unless it's obviously your actual like defenders, and as long as you got like that defensive minded midfielder, you're not going to miss that. Like maybe like defending is nice on a player, but at the end of the day, he's going to be good. He's going to give you such a good option going forward. He's like kind of like a must-have in that sort of aspect. Another player who's going to be off chemistry is Marcus Rashford. I didn't realise he was only like 25k. Obviously, it's been a long time since I've actually built a squad and actually looked at prices and stuff. But Rashford obviously will be on 7chem with the right manager, loyalty and so on. And yeah, just a really good winger, to be honest with you. Good pace, good skill moves, good strength about him. And he can put the ball in the net, which is also a nice benefit. And then the money man, you know, your main man really when it comes to this 1 mil team, it is Neymar. I think this guy is crazy. One of my favourite players every year, no matter what happens. I just adore this guy, honestly. He's so good, man. I don't know what it is about him, but the way he feels in game is ridiculous. And he's going to be your main man really when it comes to this team in game and so on. But yeah, man, this is the team. We're going to, as I say, show you how I was set up in a 4-4-2. How I was set up in a 4-4-2, I would obviously use the Neymar and Jota. So we got a double 5-star weak foot up top. And obviously got the 5-star skills within Neymar too. And then I would actually use Rashford on the... Wait, what's Lucas Moura's weak foot? 4-star, okay. I would use Marcus Rashford on the right, because then you do get that bonus of the 5-star skills on that right side of the pitch. And then also I'll use Lucas on the left, so you can just use Neymar for the 5-star skills on that side. Firmino as the left centre mid, as I said, he is going to... He might not be the greatest player, but we're working with a budget what's going to have to compromise, I guess, with sort of what we want to get the best out of our players and the best players in the game. And I think this is obviously one of the ways to do it. And as I said, you obviously swap Walker and Wan-Bissaka around to get the best results out of Walker as well. But yeah, that is how I would set it up in game. And now let's move on to the 2 mil. Okay, so once we actually go to the 2 mil mark, we actually get like a massive boost really when it comes to building this team and like what the team's actually looking like. We just get this like extra budget, I guess, into building what we want. So very simple. Rashford will start playing as the right winger now. In this, we can, if you're one of those guys who really does care about chemistry, you could use like a Lucas Moura or something like that, but I think Rashford on 7 chem is way better than just like a 10 chem Lucas. And then one of the upgrades is 89 Bruno Fernandes from the Firmino. I think this change is probably going to be the biggest change out of it. For me, Fernandes on this game is unbelievable. I don't know what exactly it is about him, man, but this guy going forward is sensational, and he's really good on the defensive end, which is obviously a nice bonus in that sort of sense. 4-star, high, right footed, 5'10", 79 pace, 87 shooting, 90 pass, 88 dribble, 71 defending, 77 physical. Just a great player all round. And then obviously, as I said, we are making upgrades to this team. We have a bit of more budget. We're at the 2 mil mark. We're bringing in the main man, obviously Kylian Mbappe. Which gives us that link into Neymar, so he gets that strong link. So he's on 10 chem now as well, and we got more players on that 10 chemistry. Like the only player who's going to be off chem once you change everyone in the right position will probably be Rashford and Wan-Bissaka, which isn't too bad. But Wan-Bissaka actually doesn't send to this team, so I don't know what I'm saying. Like, and Wan-Bissaka. The changes, what we'll be doing here Once again, we'll be using a right back into that centre back role, and then swapping him in game with Kyle Walker. And that guy this time is the João Cancelo, the informed version of him. And yeah, probably one of the best right backs in the game. Definitely recommend using him. A lot of pros are doing this sort of combination of Walker and Cancelo. I just think Cancelo is so good on the ball. He's kind of like that Semedo from last year. And then we're using Ederson in goal just to get that chemistry into Cancelo. You could use Lloris if you want, but I'm just using Ederson right now because I think he's just slightly a little bit better. But yeah, this is the 2 mil team. As I said, there's going to be the bigger changes to this team. You know, once you get that extra mil or something like that, you know, the changes you can do is crazy. But how I will set this up in game as well. Obviously, going to the 4-4-2. I would then use Jota on the left, kind of using him like how people would use Son in that sort of sense. Fernandes left centre mid, Rashford right mid, and Mbappe, Neymar on the strikers positions, and then obviously swap Kyle Walker and Cancelo in game when you get to that point. And this is how I would set up the 2 mil team in game. Right, now we're onto the 3 mil team, and as I said, we're kind of making like money moves, I guess, at this point. You know, we're trying to expand the budget, you know, try and get a little bit more. We have to say goodbye to Jota. You know, we're trying to just get the best out, the best players in the game basically. At the 3 mil mark, you kind of need Mbappe, Neymar, and can't think, Mbappe, Neymar, and Ronaldo. Sorry, I had a little bit of a blonde moment, I guess they say there. But yeah, we need to bring in CR7 in. Man, this guy's crazy this year. Might be better than Neymar and Mbappe, but I think because of the links what Neymar and Mbappe bring to each other, it's just like worth going them two over Ronaldo sometimes. So yeah, Ronaldo in, Kulusevski, future stars onto that left wing role. Not the left wing role, sorry, the right wing role. Very nice player this year. But I think a lot of people are using him, to be honest with you. He's such a good card. Obviously, it comes with 92 pace, 85 shooting, 87 pass, 92 dribble, 86 physical, and 6'1", high, medium, 4-star, left footed. You know, you're just getting a powerhouse really when it comes to it into your team. And then because we spent so much money on the Kulusevski and what's his face, and CR7's combination, the budget is looking a little bit low, so we do have to make some sort of compromise. And because of chemistry and so on, it is a little bit harder to actually get like the final players into the team. So we do go Dele Alli here. He's the only player now who, well, 2 players once again would be on low chemistry, would be Bruno Fernandes and Cancelo. Dele Alli gets full chem once obviously moved to the CDM sort of position. And Dele Alli is actually not a bad card. I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh Jesus, like it's not too bad. 6'2", high, 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, 75 pace, 83 shooting, 83 pass, 85 dribble, 73 defending, and 81 physical. He's not crazy. He's not gonna, I guess, win you games by himself. I don't think he's like that type of player, but he's gonna do a job in that midfield. You know, it's not gonna be like lacking in that sort of sense. And then I'll show you once again how to use it in game. We'll be obviously going into the 4-4-2, and I would actually use Mbappe on the right mid. Just swap the centre back, send the right back around. Dele Alli right mid, Mbappe. Oh my god. Mbappe right mid, Dele Alli on the right centre mid, Bruno Fernandes left centre mid, Kulusevski left mid, Neymar and CR7 up top. And I think for 3 mil, this team is ridiculous. You could definitely recommend picking this one up for your foot champs teams. And then obviously we get into the 4 mil and 5 mil marks now. And this is where we get that budget to be a little bit more, not, I was going to say flamboyant, but that's not the word, but a little bit more, not creative either, because it's not, just a little bit more, I don't really know what word I'm trying to think here, I'll be totally honest with you. But you know, you kind of getting the idea, you know, you get something a little bit more spicy, a little bit more, I was going to say interest, but it's not. We're just bringing an icon in, I think, at this point. So let me just double check what the next step is. Okay, now we're on to the 4 mil steps here, and you know, like I said, this is where we're going to get like the icons in and just try and get more chemistry wherever we can into this team. And once again, basically everything's staying the same. You know, we've got the Ronaldo, we've got the Neymar, we've got Mbappe now. That's the ideal players, what we want for this team. We've got Bruno Fernandes in, who's a solid player. You know, like he's probably one of the best midfielder options you can have in your team. But we do need some, we've got a bit of extra budget now, you know, like we can make some changes. So we're going to make the upgrade of the keeper. We're going to bring in form Edison in as well, just because we've got the money and, you know, it's just a nice little boost to him into this. And then also, there's an option, right? You can go two different ways. If you've got a little bit more money than the 4 mil, I guess, you could go, who you guys would have seen in the thumbnail, is Petit. I think this card is that, like, him and Bruno Fernandes, like you just allowing Bruno to do what he wants at that point, you know what I'm saying? This Petit card looks crazy. 78 pace, 81 shooting, 86 passing, 81 dribble, 89 defending, 92 physical, 6'1", high, left-footed, 3-star, 3-star. I just think he's one of those players who would just be so good in that defensive sort of role, and he can go forward if you need him to, but he is going to be clunky, but he's like that Vieira type player, you know, he's just going to win absolutely everything. And obviously we've done the upgrade to the keeper. If you're not really one of those guys who likes them clunky players, there is another variable what you could go, and that is Seedorf 88. I think this guy's pretty good as well, but 88 Seedorf, 82 pace on this guy, 85 shoot, 87 passing, 86 drill, 70 defending, 85 physical, 5'9", 4-star, 4-star. You could go this card or his icon moments. I don't think there's too much difference really when it comes to the price. I think it's like 200-300k. So yeah, it's really depending on the budget. It's like if you want a player who's a bit more agile and better on the ball, I would say Seedorf is your option. If you want that defensive player who's going to be locked down for you, Petit icon moments is probably the best option for you. So keep that in mind into when like building your team. Like, you guys know how you want to play and what type of players suit you best. So if you look at, as I said, it's about giving you some like options when it comes to this, because not everyone plays the same. And then very basic, how you set it up in the game, very similar to the previous team, but the only difference now is obviously having that Seedorf into it. And yeah, that is how I would set up the 4 mil team, and I'll get onto the 5 mil team. Right, onto the 5 mil team now. As I said, you can do whatever sort of variable you want when it comes to Seedorf and Petit. I'm going to put Petit in there because I'm not too sure, you know. I think Seedorf might be the better option, but Petit's in the thumbnail now, if I'm being totally honest with you. So we will go Petit, but as I said, you can either go Petit, this version, his icon moments, or you can go Seedorf, and it's, as I said, it's all depending really how you want to play in game with this team. 92, yeah. The only thing what was putting me off was this like 69 defending. Like, it's not the greatest. I don't know if you could do 69. I say that like 69 defending compared to 70 defending on his 88 isn't like too crazy, but you get the idea. Like, I don't really want a 2 attacking midfielder. I do want them to be able to do their sort of duties as such. So yeah, Petit is in for that sort of option. And then we take out this Walker, we take out Edison, we're bringing in the best keeper in the game, with this being Nick Pope in form. I'm telling you, this guy, he's so good. I don't know what it is about him, but this guy is phenomenal, man. I definitely recommend picking him up into your teams, no matter what your budget is. And then we are going to be using a 7-chem centre-back now off the back of the game, I guess. You know, we're not doing the swapping game. We're actually going to be using the Reece James right-back card, the best centre-back in the game. Him and Nick Pope, I think, is just such a good combination. I definitely recommend picking up this team. You've only got one player now who's going to be off chem, which is going to be your Reece James. 5 mil. You can't really ask for much better, but as I said, I'm going to probably bring these type of videos out every once a week, and then I'll do like a squad builder, just like a 50k, 250k, whatever price I pick, squad builder as well during the week for you guys to watch. So there'll be like 2 squad builders coming out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace.